Hello. I'd like to talk to you a little bit about the online resources and tools for blended and hybrid learning used in the Matawan-Aberdeen Regional School District. Matawan-Aberdeen Regional School District has worked diligently to provide rigorous, high-quality resources, tools, and professional development to support staff and students with meeting with success in hybrid learning since the start of the pandemic in March 2020. Over the last 9 months, we have learned a tremendous amount about teaching and learning in hybrid learning environments, and we continue to refine and enhance our approach to teaching and learning based on new information, resources, and digital tools that we have attained to support quality teaching and learning. The following slides illustrate the various programs, resources, tools, and professional development opportunities that we have provided to staff and families to support virtual and hybrid learning due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Our district continues to work diligently as we plan to bring students back 5 days a week while ensuring health and safety. Now I'd like to introduce some of the digital tools for our classroom. Our district has been using Google Classroom as a virtual learning tool for our students in grades 2 through 12. Google Classroom is a collaborative web-based classroom and content management system. It allows teachers and students the ability to stay organized, on task, and collaborate with others. It facilitates routines and structures. For students, they are able to use this tool for differentiation of work. Teachers assign specific work to specific students. Students are able to work in small groups. Teachers can provide direct instruction via Google Meets and create pre-recorded videos to post to Google Classroom. Teachers also use rubrics to give feedback and to grade student work. Teachers communicate with their students as a class and as small groups, even one-to-one, using Google Classroom. Google Classroom is also used for staff learning and collaboration. Teachers can use Google Classroom for leadership or collaboration through teams. They also are able to see what other instructors are doing to help streamline instruction in their own classrooms. Grades pre-K through 1, students, instead of Google Classroom, use the application known as Seesaw. Seesaw is a place to curate student work, develop digital portfolios, communicate with families, publish blogs, flip lessons, and inspire student voice. Students are able to show what they know through notes. They take photos, create videos, draw, and even receive recorded features from their teachers for feedback. Our district uses the tools from G Suite, Google Calendar, Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Drive, and Google Slides. We also use Google Enterprise for Education. Google Enterprise for Education allows us to secure our Google Meets. It allows students to use breakout rooms where they can collaborate with their peers. This is really important for social emotional learning when students are able to work together. It's important that they have that ability. Teachers can track attendance using Google Enterprise. There are polling features where students are actively engaged in responding to teacher questions. There's a question and answer session. There's also special noise cancellation, so it helps with the Google Meets. Any outside distractions really do have an impact on keeping students and even teachers focused on the lesson. Meetings with up to 250 participants, live streaming, and of course, for some of our special recordings for family nights and such, we are able to record the sessions. Some other tools we use are tools for diagnostic or assessment and personalized instruction. Our district has been using iReady for a couple of years now, and iReady is an online program we use in reading and mathematics. It helps a teacher determine individualized, personalized needs for students. It helps us monitor student progress. We use iReady in grades K through 5, both the diagnostic and the instructional pathway. At the middle school, grades 6 through 8, students use the diagnostic. Teachers have information to inform instruction. Students who are potentially at risk or struggling may be asked to use the instructional My Pathway. Also in grade 9, we are using the diagnostic for reading and math. A similar assessment tool and personalized guidance pathway is IXL. This program is used at the middle school and high school. We use it at the middle school for reading, mathematics, in some instances, social studies. At the high school, it's used for mathematics, and both middle school and high school world language teachers use IXL for Spanish. Linkit is an assessment management and data analytics tool. The Linkit technology platform consists of 3 core elements: the assessment authoring platform, item banking tools, and assessment delivery. We are able to create multiple reports. Parents and students have access to the portal on Linkit to see student assessment results. This is very important. Linkit is used for grade level benchmarking. Unlike the adaptive assessments, iReady and IXL, Linkit is assessing students at their grade level with grade level standards. So it is very different than the other assessments. It helps teachers know what they need to do to help students achieve grade level goals. It's also used as a tool to build data conversations and goal setting, where students are able to participate and take charge of their own learning by setting goals. Purchased for this year is Pear Deck. Pear Deck is a tool that we did bring aboard after vetting and making sure that it met our school criteria for safety. Pear Deck is an interactive presentation tool that actively engages students. Teachers get individual feedback from their students as they engage with the course content. Students take an active role in a lesson. Pear Deck works in conjunction with Google Slides. So as a teacher is presenting the content, there could be questions that appear, and students can work independently, or they can be following along with a teacher-guided lesson, answering questions and providing important information for their teachers. It makes sure that our students are really active participants in their lessons. They can compare and contrast their ideas with pairs. It allows teachers to evaluate the student thinking in a safe, anonymous setting. It allows students to give anonymous peer feedback. It allows for collaborative thought sharing, discussing responses through this presentation. Similarly, Edpuzzle is something we purchased again, new this year, to help with engagement and assessment of our students. It's a video engagement tool that delivers instruction through interactive questioning used for assessment. It builds in student accountability, tracks student progress, as well as their understanding. Again, it works in conjunction with Google Classroom. It helps teachers provide immediate written feedback to support students. I didn't want to do a separate slide for all of the different programs that we use in our district, but as you can see, there are many. Most of these programs are programs we've been using for years and trust. We have programs such as Mystery Science and STEM Scopes to support and enhance our science curriculum, providing interactive opportunities, hands-on simulation practice for our students. Same with Gizmos, online simulations for math and science. supporting the latest educational standards and assessments. You may be familiar with Brain Pop or Brain Pop Junior, animated educational site for students featuring movies, learning games, quizzes, and interactive activities covering our K through 8 curriculum, also in Spanish. We've been using RAS Plus as a comprehensive blended learning platform that includes curriculum support for teachers, personalized resources to improve students' reading, and access to thousands of resources, including leveled books, skills practice, Spanish support for our English language learners, all mapped to student learning standards. RAS Plus allows our teachers to assess student reading. We also have Learning Ally, providing students who struggle to read with equitable access to books as they use this human audio reader to hear books read aloud to them. Newsella provides teachers, parents, and students with 1,000 current event articles scaled at 5 different Lexile reading comprehension levels. Students read articles covering a wide array of topics, then complete Common Core aligned quizzes. Students in one particular class can read on one topic, all of them same topic, but at their own independent reading levels. We also have been using Flipgrid. It's a website that allows teachers to create grids of short discussion style questions, similar to what our youngest students are doing with Seesaw. They can record themselves and paste these recordings online. Once teachers and students approve, they can be shared with their classmates to hear. Now we support our staff on making sure that they are comfortable with these learning tools. In September, we front-loaded our PD with 4 full days of professional development before our students arrived. This allowed teachers the opportunity to prepare for our new school year. We had teacher leaders prepare presentations on different learning tools, such as the ones that I spoke about, Edpuzzle, Pear Deck, Flipgrid. We also created our PD Hub for on-demand lessons for our teachers, including our first installment of the virtual blended teaching for all. That provided different videos for teachers on getting started with the new school year, creating a syllabus, setting up your classroom, planning, assessment, grouping students, providing student agency, and going over different protocols for learning. All of these sessions were provided for teachers on demand, so they could choose to attend the trainings that they felt were most valuable to them. If they couldn't attend all the trainings, we had them recorded and they're posted. So even today, a teacher who might not have been able to attend a Flipgrid lesson in September has access to go and watch that recording and reach out to the teacher leader who presented with questions. We also have monthly PD, half-day trainings for teachers, again, self-directed learning on what they need. We've trained our teachers on iReady, Newsella. Also in our Teachable Learning Hub, we have Meredith Alvaro providing videos on best practices in remote and blended learning. These things include engaging students, teaching to students in 2 cohorts, students who are virtual as well as students who are on site. Those best practices videos include supporting students in reading, math, and writing. Also, on demand, accessible to teachers anytime they feel they want that support. We also have tech resource assistants at each of our buildings to provide support to their colleagues. The staff resource Google site was created by our tech resource assistants. We also have staff-led training up and coming on social emotional learning and mindfulness. Our district also purchased copies of the district learning playbook for teachers who wanted to participate in a book club where we would discuss this valuable resource and all of the different tricks and tips about providing effective distance learning. Additional staff for PD over the last few months include training for many members on Linda Mood Bell visualizing and verbalizing, specifically that it helps students with improving comprehension. We also train teachers using the Bridge Academy, Orton Gillingham teacher training that helps students with decoding. The Bureau of Education and Resource, distance learning, strengthening online social studies instruction for some of our grade 6 to 12 teachers. We had some school psychologists and participate in good grief counseling, creating a culture of empathy, more Orton Gillingham training for some of our teachers through IMSE. And we brought in a fabulous presenter, Alicia DiLorenzo, who presents to our staff on social emotional learning and self-care. Providing support to our families was very important. We had surveys that went out to our families at the end of the school year last year to find out what parents needed from us. And so we provided webinars and supports, raising resilient kids in challenging times, mental health and self-care webinars, online webinars and virtual series on COVID-19 supports and resources. In September, before the school year started, we offered a Seesaw parent presentation to help parents get started before the school year even began. We also had Google Classroom presentations in October to support parents so that they knew how to check Google Classroom and they could understand how assignments were posted through Google Classroom. There was a Learning Ally presentation in January, and we also have a Google site for families. On our district website, you'll find a section under Community for our parent university. I know I mentioned earlier our tech resource assistants, but they really do deserve a lot more attention. And I'd like to thank personally Maria Ciravino, Mark Irons, David Lehman, Joanne Royston, Angela Bruder, and Joni Colinari for all of the support they've offered to their colleagues in their buildings and to each other over the course of the last year. They have been tremendous in providing support for families, for students, and their colleagues. They troubleshoot, they meet monthly to discuss usage, problems that come up, and to vet new applications. They've created this Parent Resource Center, which is the Google site found on our district website. There are links to find out information for parents, how to use a Chromebook, how to log into a Chromebook, how to use Clever, additional parent resources for Google, hints for using Google Meet, and various other resources. They've also created a Google site for their colleagues. Again, useful tools and information to support their colleagues who are trying to figure out how to use some of these new applications. Now, I brushed over some of the applications that we've been using, and I really want to spend some time on explaining the process for vetting programs. During the start of the pandemic in the spring, many companies tried to encourage teachers to use their applications by offering them free for the remainder of the school year, March through June. We as a district found it was important to follow our procedures and to not simply use any available digital learning tool. We wanted to make sure we respected student privacy, and we made sure that tools that were used had a purpose that was great for the impact on student learning. If teachers are interested in using tools, they first check our approved list of MARSD digital learning tools. If they don't find the tool that they're looking to use on that list, they can complete a form, and that form gets sent to our tech resource assistants. And at our meetings, We go through and we look at the tools and we try to determine if they are necessary and safe for students in our district. We want to make sure the tools are used to aid formative assessment, to boost engagement, identify knowledge gaps, and support further, deeper learning. Things that we look at when vetting a program. Does the tool have a good purpose? Will it have a great impact on student learning and achievement? Will it provide support that is not currently offered through other district-approved resources? Privacy. Will this application adhere to FERPA and COPA? Support. Will it be easy for students and teachers to use? Will the site offer support to us when we're trying to roll out or implement the program? And is the cost reasonable for the services provided? We make sure that our teachers are aware of security and how important it is to respect digital citizenship and make sure that student data is protected. We have set policies and guidelines that teachers must follow. We protect sensitive student data. We check third-party providers carefully, including using things such as common sense education. We make sure that the programs we vet and approve follow the student privacy pledge. We look for content filters and other things to make sure that our student data is protected. In our district, we are Future Ready certified. We make sure that our firewalls protect against any outside parties. We scan URLs, have content filtering through securely, have backup procedures for things on site as well as off site, and we work on password protection for our students and staff. MARSD is working diligently to bring our students back to 5 days per week. As we look ahead, the district will be reviewing each school's plans, incorporating these plans into our road back plan on our website. Extracurricular and athletic activities continue to take place in person, both at the high school and middle school, while simultaneously continuing to expand and enhance in-person opportunities for student involvement at all levels. Thank you.